Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to Tarot for Kindness. We just finished our monthly First Sunday's Witchcraft workshop. It was amazing workshop. Oh my gosh, so good. I think if you are not getting on those in witchcraft workshops, you should. They're beautiful. There we go. There's the link. Like magic. The love which makes everything appear by magic. If you're not getting in on those workshops, you need to get in on them. And you can check out all the workshops that I teach, including the full moon workshops. Next full moon workshop is going to be about mental magic, which is about using your mind to create magic and like mindset magic. It's going to be an amazing workshop. But we just had our Slavic magic workshop when we talked about ancestor holidays of spring, Provodi and Hraman Easter, which are really cool and was very, very fun. And I had a great time teaching it. So I hope you'll check out some of the workshops we have coming up. Also want to make a quick announcement before we get started. There's Miss Kelly with me. Hello, Miss Kelly.
Hi.
Miss Kelly is our resident astrologer and our candle maker. And Miss Kelly is also the wrangler of our witches market that we have twice a year. And our next one is happening soon. It's May 18th. This is our spring witches market. The next one will be the Yule witches market. Won't come till wintertime. So if you want to come to the actual Parlor of Wonders factory outside in the parking lot, we have our station set up with a bunch of candles, and anything that you order at the Parlor of Wonders, we're happy if we have it in stock. We're happy to sell it to you. But we have a bunch of other vendors that are coming, amazing people. The Spell of a Rose is probably going to be there. Who else is going to be there?
Spell of a Rose, Eye of the Cat, Black Lake Witch, Roan Apothecary. Yeah.
A lot of great vendors, readers. We have food, we have fun, we have music. It's lots of good times. We have a raffle. We give away all kinds of awesome prizes. So if you are in the LA area, May 18th, Saturday, May 18th from 12 to 5, we'll be having our Spring Witches Market. It is a whole lot of fun. I hope to see you there. There's the link to it. You can find out all about it by going to parlorwonders.com. There's a link right on the front page. But if you want to check it out with that QR code, you can join us. There is the Spring Witches Market. And if you are in LA, we hope to see you there. What else do we have going on? Well, we have our deluxe limited edition self-care magic kit that's on sale for the month of May. This is a super exclusive box that will never be repeated again. We have all kinds of individual items that are in this box that are exclusives only to this box. So we have this wonderful Mother Gaia candle. So this is for self-care, self-love. It's a beautiful box to give to your mother or to give to yourself, to just give yourself a little pampering and self-love. It comes with an oil, a full-size bottle of self-love oil that you can get anytime. But we have exclusives like our pink self-love pocket mojo bag. We have self-love sachet powder. We have a self-love potion. We have a self-love bath. Those are all exclusives. We do not sell them except for in this box. That candle is super popular. Everyone's going gaga for that candle. Plus, you get a deck of tarot or oracle deck worth $25 or more. I just pulled those decks to be included. Some of them are like $35, $40 decks. I mean, they're kind of expensive decks. So that's like half the price right there. You get in this beautiful surprise deck that's going to come in there. And every one of these that we send out is going to have a scratcher in it. Everyone is a winner, but 3 of them have a 1-hour reading with me, which is like a $230 value. So you might want to get in on this. It's a great, great box with lots of cool stuff in it. And it's all for you, taking care of yourself. I love it. We've been doing really well selling a lot of these already. So, but it's only going to be available for the month of May. So make sure you get in on it before they go away forever. Because when they go away, they are going away forever. I always hate to tell people, and they do come to me and say like, oh my gosh, I wanted that thing and I didn't get it. And I'm like, sorry, we don't have any more. It's gone. It's gone. So yeah, there's only a limited number of those candles, limited number of those decks. I mean, and we're only making, these special things, there are only a limited number of those too. But the self-love oil you can buy anytime. We'll say that. But the rest of it, yeah.
I was working on some of those today.
Oh my gosh, those candles are so pretty. They're just so, I don't know, they're just luscious and beautiful way to just like pamper yourself. Do a spell for yourself. Do a spell to attract love or friendship or peace or healing or anything into your life. I mean, really, it can be used for all of those things. What else do I need to tell you? What else is going on? What we are doing here today is called Tarot for Kindness. We do tarot readings for $10 per card. 100% of the proceeds go to feed seniors in Ukraine. These seniors, oh my gosh, it's been like a really heavy week because this week, oh my gosh, there's Cat Hepburn. The seniors this week, a couple of them passed away this week.
Oh,
But they were in their 90s,
yeah,
they had full lives, but to die during a wartime,
yeah.
not to die in
Mm,
a time, of peace, and I don't know, it makes me sad. But, they one thing they didn't die of is they didn't die of lack of food because we were able to provide food for them while they were alive. And this is such a beautiful thing for us to be able to do, to help a stranger, to help someone in need. And these seniors really are in need. Some of them are in their 70s, 80s, and 90s. Many of them are disabled. They can't get out there and work. They have tiny pensions that are so small that they have to decide, do I pay for heat or do I buy food? Do I buy my medicine or do I buy food? That is a decision no one should have to make. And so, the Spokane Harbor people, the small group of grassroots people, they buy groceries, they deliver 2 weeks worth of groceries. $40 buys 2 weeks worth of groceries to help feed these seniors and to stretch out their tiny pensions so that they don't go hungry. So it is sometimes, I mean, the stories that I hear is like sometimes they come into the house with the food and there's not a crumb in the house, nothing in the house when they deliver that food. So what you are doing when you purchase these readings here is you are really doing a big blessing for someone who you may never meet. Most likely you will never meet these people, but you're helping them directly. It's like going directly to them and helping them. And that is just something. It's like, that is like probably the best karma you can give, right? To help somebody that you can get. I mean, you get a reading in return, but you're not getting anything back from them. You're just helping them out of the goodness of your heart. And so we thank you so much for your wonderful donations, and getting these readings is our way of being able to help keep that energy going when Ukraine is not so much in the news anymore, even though they've been bombing on Easter. Today was Easter Sunday, and in Kherson, they just bombed, and it's 14 people were injured on Easter. So horrible. I mean, it's like, God, give them a freaking break, right? But it's just a really horrible war that is pointless and senseless, and the death
Mhm.
that this is causing and the destruction this is causing is just absolutely senseless. And so we may not be able to, get out there and fight or defend Ukraine, but we can certainly help people in Ukraine. And that's, this is my little pet cause that I want to always be thinking of Ukraine and helping in some way. One of the things that I do, but probably the main thing that I do. I do other things as well. Anyway, if you get a reading today with me, you can get a 1 card reading, 2, 3, 4, or 5. It's just $10 per card. $40 feeds a senior in Ukraine. You will also get a bonus from Miss Kelly. What's Miss Kelly going to do? You want to tell them?
I'm gonna do little astrology. So type your birthday in the chat, and I will look up what I can in the ephemeris and see what's going on for you.
Yeah, this is a lovely
Yeah.
way to get another perspective. So you're getting kind of a twofer. You're getting a little astrological reading, you're getting a tarot reading, all for $10 per card. It's just a wonderful way that we want to encourage you to make these donations and to give back. This is our way of giving back, because when we do this, we're able to raise money and then we're able to send that money over. Now, the seniors that you help, you can make your donation. When you make your request for a reading, what you need to do is put where you donated, how much you donated. So if you donate through PayPal, put PayPal. If you donated through Venmo, put Venmo. If you donate through Super Chat, that's the other option, which is just the button down below if you're on YouTube. When you make that donation, um, let us know what your question is, how much you donated, so we know how many cards. I know how many cards to pull, but also put your birthday in there so that Miss Kelly can look up and find some information on your sun sign, maybe your rising or your moon or whatever other information you're able to get on the fly. And that can give some good insight into how to approach things, what you need to know, if there's something going on as well for you in the transits. She can look at it all. She's very adept at astrology. So you can make your donation through PayPal. You can make your donation through Venmo. You can also make your donation through Super Chat. So there you go. And just leave in the notes on in the comments, not the comments, in the chat, Like, what's the word? Listen, you guys, I've been on screen since 3 o'clock this afternoon doing things for 4 hours right now. Teaching a class, doing my things for my coven members. Speaking of that, which, I should talk about that as well. Let's talk about the coven for a second. The coven is my super inner circle. It's my Patreon, but it is also my inner circle where you get to get all kinds of goodies. I mean, I made the coven super juicy, really like a good value. You get more than your money's worth in all the extras that you get when you join the coven. We've got lots of levels, everyone from basic witch up to VIP witch. And those levels have lots of perks, like things like readings with me, private one-on-one readings with me, group tarot session, which we call the Tarot Salon. We did that today, where I do a 1-card reading for the month ahead. We also have a private Q&A on the first Sunday of the month. That also took place today. And that's a small group of people, and you can ask questions of me. We can talk about magic. It's a really, really great perk as well. All of these comes free when you join the coven. This is my inner circle. So I'd love to have you in there, love to hang out with you more. And this is a way you can do that. It's a wonderful, wonderful way. You get free classes in some of the levels, free workshops, all kinds of things. So it's really a great value if you want to level up your magical practice and hang out with me a little bit more. So yeah, so there you go. So if you want a reading, go ahead and make a donation. You can donate through PayPal, you can donate through Venmo, or you can donate through Super Chat down below. And then ask us your question, give us your birthday, and we'll be very, very happy to do that reading for you. What's going on astrologically right now? Do I dare ask? Is there something going on?
Everything's going on.
Everything's always going on.
Actually, you know what? I think this week's going to be kind of a nicer week. Yeah, there's what's the big conjunction? Oh yeah, Jupiter and Uranus are in a conjunction right now in Taurus, and that's like a really nice, like, it's a nice feeling energy. It's kind of a little lucky. Taurus is ruled by Venus, so Jupiter sort of expands all of that, and
I
Uranus
love
is
that.
taking some chances. So take some chance and
Good day to buy a lottery ticket.
yeah, right now.
I mean, I've been feeling that expansive, like, prosperity energy coming in. It feels like a shift has happened. I think, yeah, Uranus really has created that shift of like, oh, it feels actually hopeful now. Like, I feel like things can get better,
Yeah, Uranus will blast through, and it's the key with that is always expect the unexpected with
Yeah.
Uranus.
Yeah. I mean, it can be good energy when things feel stuck or stagnant, which is what I've been feeling for me. So to get that energy is great. So we got a reading with Vivian. So Vivian, okay. All right. So Vivian, let's see. Okay, there we go. All right. Thank you, Vivian, for your donation. So 3 cards on Venmo. I thought I'd be asleep by now, but here I am. I'm glad. General reading, you know what I want to know about my future and my relationship, and my birthday is January 17th.
Vivian, will you put your year down too of your birthday?
Then she can get a little more detailed with information beyond just her
It's
sun's
okay if you don't want to. I'll just look at your sun, but yeah.
if you want more, if you want a deeper reading. Maybe you can put it in privately. I don't know, and then you, the Love Witch can put it in private chat if you don't want to put it out there. I don't know if you can send private one-on-one messages. I don't know if that's possible wherever you are. All right, let's take a look. We're going to be using for our deck today. We're going back to the Muse Tarot because I'm obsessed with this deck. Oh my gosh, I love this deck. It's such a beautiful deck by my friend Chris Ann. It is absolutely beautiful. And it's so rich and deep. I love it because it's really got lots of space for you to look at the symbols and interpret things. And it's very different than Rider-Waite. It's like it's a really fresh deck for me. Like, it's got a lot of fresh energy and beautiful collage images that I love so much. And it opens up
Will you say the name of the deck again?
The Muse the Muse Tarot.
Ooh, very cool.
Yeah. It
Mhm.
is beautiful, like collage deck. And Chris Ann is an amazing artist. And I'm just kind of obsessed with this deck right
Mhm.
now. So, all right, Vivian, let's take a look. Week ahead, month ahead, general. What's going on? Oh, okay. So this deck has different suits. The suits are materials because it's muses, it's art related. So fire wands are inspiration. The swords are voices. The cups are emotions, I think, emotions. And the, yeah, emotions and um, swords are voices, materials are pentacles, um, and inspiration is fire wands. So your first card that came up is an awesome card. It's the Knight of Inspiration, which means the Knight of Wands in the traditional deck. But look at this energy. It's like a gorgeous horse with a fiery mane, fireworks above. The horse is without a rider running free. And like this energy of this card is exuberant to me. It really expresses this like excitement, fire, passion, joy, freedom, and the kind of what I would call a go for it sort of energy, right? It just has that. I'm, doing research about animals right now. I'm doing tons of research about animals. When I think of a horse, I think of this really interesting quality of the horse. The horse is a herd animal, and it's a prey animal. They don't prey on they eat, they're herbivores. They eat grains and carrots and whatever, right? um so a horse is prey for bigger animals, right? Just like zebras, a lion will go after the zebras, right? But um horses are not wimpy. They're quite courageous. If you think of that stallion, they'll fight back, right? If a predator comes around. And they're quite like intimidating. They can be they're big. A horse is big. Even, an average horse is quite big and strong. They run so fast, they're powerful, they're courageous. So, despite the fact that they're not a predatory animal, they're really quite strong and courageous and bold and daring and have this wonderful energy. As a herd animal, um, I know this deck is gorgeous, isn't it? I'm obsessed with this deck. I'm really obsessed with it. And not just because my friend, I mean, I have friends that made decks, but I'm like, oh my gosh, this one, I just love the richness of the imagery. It just opens up new things for me, right? So the fireworks are like that explosion, but it's a joyful explosion, a joyful opening up. I feel like this card is saying to you, really about it kind of goes with the reading we did before, Vivian, with the Wheel of Fortune, which is like it's like this exuberant, risk-taking, strong, powerful, courageous, free energy. Like I would love for you to really take on this energy of this horse and this fire horse as it, like this magical fire horse, right? Which feels so powerful and strong. So look within yourself and really have that amazing feeling of freedom. Have that amazing feeling of I can do it, and and this says to me you have the energy to do it. Whatever it is that you want to accomplish, it's like go for it, have that energy, go forward, be strong, be bold, be beautiful, be courageous. Like be embodied. I feel like that is another part of this. A horse is totally embodied. And if we wanted to like feel like a horse, we would feel our muscles and we would feel our strength and our ability to run. So I feel like this is like a new burst of energy for you, a new burst of energy that you can take in any direction that you want to, because this is fire energy. If you want it toward whatever you're passionate about, that's where it should go. So if you got a passion for something, this is a time to like step into that passion and go for it and really shine like a firework. Wasn't that a song by Katy Perry
Yeah.
firework. You're a firework, baby. I love it. I just had a little flash of that. A lyric will come in once in a while. A lyric will come in. Now we have our second card is the Page of Voices. Again, gorgeous, beautiful card, right? As we look at that Page of Voices. So I have to look at the card up close because this picture is super tiny for me over here. But as I look at this, all right, Page of Voices. So voices represent the suit of swords. And look, we have this young woman putting on her glasses. What glasses are, make you smarter, right? Look smarter, but she is smart, right? But then there's these other women dancing around in her mind, right? So to me, this represents this idea of like envisioning who you want to be, envisioning what you would like to do. I think this is very much about this, Vivian. This is about your magic, that mental magic that you're so good at, focusing on something, visualizing something. I would say there's a way that you can even take it even further. We haven't explored it all yet. You haven't explored it all yet. Although, Vivian, don't get me wrong, I think you are amazingly adept at manifesting and magic. Paige says there's a new avenue you can take it. And look, she's envisioning, she's thinking, it's spinning around her head. She's envisioning this freedom, right? The freedom of like just dancing and dancing like nobody's watching and having a good time and being gorgeous and beautiful and free, right? So I think there's this wonderful aspect to these two cards together where we have this free horse and then we have like, how would you take that freedom and what would you envision that you would do with that freedom? So the question that I would ask you is, if I hand you, or the spirits hand you, or the universe hands you complete and total freedom, what do you envision doing with that? If the universe hands you total empowerment, what do you envision doing with that? Page energy is new and fresh. So I think there's new ways of thinking, new ways of approaching this, new ways of focus. And with that card of that Knight of inspiration, Knight of Wands, Knight of inspiration, it's like, how far can you go? How far can you run? What are you seeing for yourself? Seeing for yourself, those glasses, clairvoyant, clear seeing, right? Or having that visualization. I love this so much. It's exuberant and free and joyful. Again, another card of like joy and freedom and living your best life. Our Ace of Voices. So this again is Ace of Swords, Ace of Voices. Again, I mean, all of these cards are like, be authentic, be free, say, do, be, visualize all that you want to be without limits. That's what I'm really getting. So here we have beautiful woman with multicolored rainbow hair. We have the prayer flags, the Tibetan prayer flags there, an owl, a pyramid. Owl is wisdom. What's interesting is that also these cards work so well together, right? We look at the page as like, oh, you're young and you're vibrant and you're something new and fresh, but you're bringing wisdom to it. It's not like you're a newbie. This new avenue that you're going to go down, you're going to bring deep wisdom. I also think of this like thinking in novel and unique and very free ways. Also, we've got the prayer flags. Prayer flags are about spirituality. They're prayers that you're offering up. So it may be interesting to try new techniques of praying, new techniques of a new twist on your old techniques would be really good because you got great wisdom, but also being creative and free, just like that lady with the rainbow hair. She's just living her authentic life. She wanted to have rainbow hair. She dyed her hair rainbow hair, right? So I think there's some things that can like be more expressive for you and more authentically you. And you can also be a little quirky if you want to. It's totally okay. You've got permission. Follow your passion and kind of don't care what anyone thinks, is what I'm getting from it overall. So I love that. Love that so much. I know. Isn't this deck just like, ugh, I just lose myself in these images. So beautiful. What do you have, Miss Kelly?
Yep. Look at all my stuff. Okay. So we talked about earlier the Jupiter and Uranus conjunction. That is trining, forming a nice trine to your sun. A trine is an easy flow of energy. It's almost like it's a gift, it's hidden talents, but it's something you definitely need to take advantage of. So it's like everything is moving for you or with you, and you have to decide if you're, like you're floating down the river. You have to decide if you're going to let the river take you, this river of lovely energy, or if you're just going to sit and watch it go by. Right. So that's how a trine works. And it's nice. It's always, it's almost always a really nice, easy flow, but it's really up to you to kind of say, okay, I'm going to use this for myself. So I would look within. I think, what was it? The Knight of
Wands.
Wands. Yes. So I love that because it has Uranus in there, which is really like sparks and creativity and inspiration. And I think it goes with that reading. You're really being asked to take advantage of your own personal creativity, your own personal intuition, like go with that. And the other thing you have going on is your moon is in Libra, and right now, what they call them, the moon's nodes, the south node and the north node, and they are in Aries and Libra right now. So at this point, this year is going to be a lot of transformation, a lot of karma, a lot of things that you're working out right now. And it comes around. It's a cycle. Every few years, it's going to come back. But it's something that's affecting you personally. It's because it's your moon, and it's inside of you, and it's your deep personal self, and you're really being asked and invited to sort of, you know, pay attention to the lessons you've learned so far in life, and decide what it is you're going to do about them.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is something really, I mean, as you look forward, it's interesting because the prior reading, Vivian's in the coven, and so is part of my tarot salon that I do once a month. And Vivian's card was Wheel of Fortune, which is like taking a risk. I always think of, I mean, one of the meanings of it is taking a risk and change happening. So there's a really great opportunity for change. And it sounds like with the astrology, you can take that change wherever you want it to go.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
focus on where you want to focus on that change, but your change is going to be supported and facilitated by that trine, which
Yeah,
is fascinating.
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Vivian. Thank you so much for your donation. Manila did a $40 donation. Thank you so much. I'm wondering about a new romantic connection I've made with someone. What possibly is in store, and will it be more serious or just a good time for now? We have hey, your birthday is the same, but not the same year as my sister, just a different year. My sister's a lot older. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's wild. Happy almost birthday. You got a birthday month. Yeah. Gemini baby. Cuspy Gemini baby. All right. Okay. Let's take a look and see. All righty. Okay, this is interesting. All right. I think this kind of says like most new relationships, honestly. There's a quality here of that. One of the things that I see that's standing out for me is the Five of Swords. And in this deck, Five of Swords shows these mirrors, right? I think of this as being a mirrors and a little like a dry desert with a little lake that this one is looking at, and this one has a mirror on their crotch. And this one has a mirror that they're stepping out of, and there's mirrors. So when I look at this card, I kind of get this kind of quality of projection.
Mm.
Like when I don't think that is outrageous or unusual or bad or wrong. It's just a normal part of getting to know someone, right? So when we get to know someone, it's kind of like a connect the dots, right? We sort of see some parts of them, but we have to kind of fill in what is between those parts. And what we sometimes do is we fill it in with what we want it to be rather than paying attention to what it actually is, right? So you don't want to get caught up in an illusion about this person, meaning like pay attention to the reality of who they are and not wishful thinking about who they are, right? It doesn't mean bad or wrong or that they're a bad person or anything like that. But I think the reason I say that is because we also have um this card can be like five of inspiration is five of wands. Did I say five of swords, five of wands? Somehow inspiration makes me think of air. So then I think of swords. But five of inspiration is wands. So this is like not like quite being on the same page. It doesn't mean you can't work things out, but I don't know that you're on the same page. So this, if you're wanting like a serious relationship, this person may not be there yet, right? Doesn't mean they're not going to get there, but they're kind of you want to be clear about what they are looking for, and don't assume something that they're looking for something, right? Maybe get that clarity, maybe ask them and see if you're on the same page with things. Now, I don't think you need to rush that process. Even asking that question too early on can be a weird thing, an awkward thing to do. But we have four of voices, and four of voices is, look at this, like she's zen, like in her complete zen out, meditative resting mode, which goes along with four of swords, right? There's a quality of four of swords of rest. So these two cards together, I'm going to talk about these two together. It's like, don't rush this relationship, don't push, don't try and make it go farther than it is going to naturally go. At the beginning, you're getting to know someone. And sometimes people say like, "Oh my God," and I'm not saying this is this relationship. I'm saying in general, people will say things like, "Oh, I've been dating and I'm just having, I'm dating for a few months and then we break up and then I get a new person and then we break up." And they're like, "I'm a failure at dating." I'm like, "No, you not. That is the process of dating. You cannot know someone until you spend time with them, or unless you have had a past life with them, then you already know them. But for most relationships, we have to spend time to get to know the other person, to get to know where they're at, right? To what they're looking for. Are they checking off the list for me? Am I checking off the list for them?" That's a process that takes time. And you cannot find that by looking at someone's profile or just talking to them one, date. You're not going to know. You have to step out into that void, into that unknown to do that. So, what this is saying is take it slow at the beginning and get to know this person, who they really are, not the illusion or what they're presenting, right? We all present, hey, everybody's on their best behavior the first couple of months on a relationship. Hopefully, they're on their best behavior, but we got to get to know who they really, really are. And that's going to take some time to do. So, this is saying that, like, take it slow. Take your time, get to know them. That's the process. That's the process. Now, once we do that, we actually end up with a great person. So we have the Knight of Cups, Knight of Emotions, Knight of Cups, which is a very emotionally available person who's wanting and looking for love. So I also get an energy with water energy, and earth energy is a little bit slower. Fire and air signs in general, you can back me up on this, or I don't know, maybe you'll disagree, but fire and air signs tend to like leap first and look later, right? They'll jump into
Yeah.
relationships. Water and earth signs, they need time to get to know and warm up and feel like they are in love with you, right? I think that when I talk to my clients who are who are water and earth signs, it's very difficult for them to do things like online dating, because online dating, you have to like meet someone once and decide if you want a romantic relationship. For water, unless they have a lot of fire and air somewhere else in their chart, if they are like watery or earthy, they just need more time, right? They cannot make that decision in one date. They have to get to know, is this a person I can trust with my heart? All of those things. So I see this person as that wonderful Knight of Cups, which is somebody who comes with a very high vision for love, like a real noble vision of love. There's also like an interesting quality, because when I see the Knight of Cups in the Rider-Waite, I sometimes see that like that person keeps coming back to the well, right? I always kind of feel this energy of return. So sometimes I'll see Knight of Cups as someone who comes back into your life or someone who returns. So I get this feeling with this beautiful nautilus shell here in the background. This also has like a cycle of return. So I get that this person, as they're getting to know you, is going to be, maybe they're a Cancer. I don't know if they're a water sign, but I think of like that sideways crawl of the Cancer crab. It's like they're going to approach, and then they may do their own thing for a while, and then they're going to come back again. So I think you also have to be prepared as that air sign. I mean, you have more air than you do earth, because they fall on that side, right? You're going to want to jump into this quick, and this person is going to circle around you a little bit and get to know you. And I almost think of like that shell of like, oh, they're Capricorn. Okay, they're earthy. They're going to be slow. So they're going to look at this in a very rational way. They're going to like, see if you're mad. And it's going to take them some time, unless they have a lot of fire and air somewhere else in their chart, right? So as we look at this nautilus, it's like they're circling around and they're getting closer and closer, but it's like a circular thing. I'm gonna come back around, and we're gonna go out, and then I'm gonna, do my other things, and then I'm gonna come back around, and we're gonna get to. So be prepared for this kind of circular energy. But like the nautilus shell, it's circular, getting closer and closer to the center, which is you. So have that vision in your mind of that circle going around and getting closer and closer to you. And this is a very loving person, someone that has a lot of heart, a lot of love to give, but they're cautious with their heart. This is something that is very precious to them. Like the Knight of Cups, this is like the Holy Grail relationship. It's not something that they play around with. So this isn't like somebody who's a player, but this is somebody who's taking their time getting to know you. Then that last one I love, Nine of Emotions. So Nine of Emotions is like Nine of Cups, which is the card of total satisfaction. I think the two of you, if you can take your time getting to know one another, if you can tolerate this, although you're Geminis have a little bit of that quality too. If you can tolerate this like circular pattern and this taking time to get to know one another, you will find that you check off all the boxes for them, and they check all the boxes for you. I think that the process of getting to know them is just a slower process than you would probably like. So I would say if you guys are not in a committed relationship right now, my advice would be is to continue to date. This person will keep coming and will get closer and closer. And I think if you're dating and doing your thing or hanging out with your friends and having your life living your best life, and be receptive when they come around, they will warm up and feel safe and then open up to you, and you can have something very good with this person. It's just a slow, kind of maddening process, that process of someone circling around, right? So, but if you prepared for it, then you'll know it's not a direct beeline, then you can kind of prepare for that. What do you think, Miss Kelly?
Well, she's got a Pisces moon, so there's that little bit of water there. So that Pisces moon should sort of adapt to that a little bit. But the overarching theme that's happening for you this year is it's your Saturn return, your first Saturn return. This is a big deal, and Saturn is also traveling with your moon as well. So when Saturn comes back around to the place that it was when you were born. It takes 28 to 30 years to do that. It means it's talked to all the other planets in your chart. It's had big conversations. It's gone through all the different houses, and now it's come back. And boom, you are crossing this big threshold into genuine adulthood. It's a big, big, big deal. And it's kind of heavy. And of course you're wondering, is this it? Is this the guy? Is this the person? Or what's going to happen? Because um, that's all you're going to be thinking about right now, right? It's, I am ready for my future to start.
Yeah.
Right. And it's, and it's, it could indicate, like a long-term commitment coming your way and wanting to make long-term commitments, so that for me, like, yeah, there's a lot of like maturity, coming into your life right now. And I'm makes me wonder, are they older than you a little bit, or are you the one that's older? But you're really being, when Saturn comes in and talks to you, you're really being asked to just be mature and grow up and, take responsibility for what's going on in your life. And I always tell people that your first Saturn return is more wonderful than it feels in the moment. Because I really panicked when when it happened to me. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so hard." And then when I got older and look back, I think, "Oh, because you're kind of grieving childhood. You're grieving like the end of that in a way, but you're starting this brand new, huge 30-year cycle that's coming up for you. You're crossing this threshold into something wonderful. So
I
it's
think it's
great.
so mean to say grow up to a Gemini. That's such a mean thing to say.
But I mean, but Gemini's in their head. Gemini's lived a million lives already in their head. They've had all these conversations. They've grown up. They've grown young again. They've grown up again. Gemini can handle it.
Yeah, yeah. I think of
No.
Gemini being like little cute little fairies that,
Yeah.
you know,
Good
they're
energy.
social, they're fun, they explore, I think
And with the Pisces moon, that's really lovely.
yeah, it's super, super lovely. So yeah, this relationship, it's like a slow burn up until
Hmm.
something that
See
could be
that?
really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah, because Saturn's slow. Saturn says, "Woof."
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's Saturn's the marker of time. So, but that is for sure the overarching theme that's going on. And as it goes, as it crosses over your moon, you're really going to be feeling the weight of that. Like this, what do I want in life?
Yeah.
What am I responsible for? So it's great though. I think it goes
Oh,
hand in hand with your reading.
thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for love to Ukraine. They really need it every
Yeah.
day. Every day. We just don't see it in the news, but I have all the news feeds from Ukraine and I see it. And it's like, yeah, it's so kind of you to make that donation. You fed a senior with that reading. Thank you so much. A whole 2 weeks of groceries for a senior. Make sure you guys, as you make these donations, that you add Yulia on Facebook. This is where she posts the thank yous to your guys. And if you're friends with her, she can thank you with the link to you so that you see it. And you can actually see the seniors that you help. We send this money right afterwards, and then she gets it. And Monday morning, she's buying. It's like it's early Monday morning there in Ukraine right now. She'll go buy those groceries and deliver them, and it's just a lovely gesture, a lovely, kind, beautiful thing to do. So thank you so much. Yeah, I think about like that energy of Saturn return. It really, um, it's like it gives us another opportunity
Hmm.
to complete the lesson,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of an interesting time. Um, am I in my Saturn return? I don't even know.
Oh, your second one. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah, I
might
think you are. Or you might have just finished it.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
ready. I'm ready to be done with it.
You're like, come on, let's the new phase.
Yeah.
Let's get that new phase going.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you guys, if you would like to get a reading, we're doing readings for $10 per card. 100% of the proceeds go to feed Ukrainian seniors. You can make those donations through PayPal, through Venmo, or through Super Chat if you're over here on YouTube. We'll do a reading. I'll do a reading, and Miss Kelly will do a little astrological, throw in a little astrological freebie at the end. Um, that's a really good way to be able to help and also get a reading for a really bargain price, a great reading, plus a little extra, a little astrological talk. I love it. Um, Yeah, what is going on right now and astrologically? Is there anything this besides this Uranus, Taurus, whatever?
Uranus, yeah, Uranus, Jupiter conjunction in Taurus. That's nice. Let's see. Look at the chart for today. What's happening right now? Well,
It's a weird
Pluto,
day.
that's kind of a big deal. Pluto has entered Aquarius, so that's starting the start of a 20-year
Yeah,
cycle.
I was gonna say every time Pluto moves into a new sign, it's like you're not gonna see
Yeah,
that for a while.
yeah, that's a big deal. So that's affecting when you look at Pluto, you look at big collective movements,
What
and
did it
so
move
it's
into?
Aquarius.
Oh, Aquarius. It's the
So,
dawning
and
of
Pluto's
the age
like
of
the death
Aquarius.
card.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
like death and transformation, and we're excavating the shadow, and we're dealing with all this, all that stuff comes up. So it just went through Capricorn for the last 15 years. So you see all this huge transformation and push back against government, authorities, corporations, capitalism, all those big things that are sort of Capricornian. And so now it's going into Aquarius, which is community, big social groups, social order, social media.
I was gonna say, are we gonna push back against AI with the
I
Pluto and
think I think yeah, I think that's one of the signs of it is AI. It's You're probably going to see AI everywhere, and the need to regulate that or affect that is it's obviously here already, but
yeah.
it'll probably really transform the way we live our lives in a collective way.
Yeah, it's
And
a
how we use social media, I think, is going to be a big thing too, like how we
yeah.
engage in that. You probably see like the breakup of a lot of things is my guess. Maybe a lot of different types of platforms starting.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of am fed up with some of social media
it's
myself.
it's frustrating, right?
I
Because
feel like
they have a stranglehold on everybody.
yeah, and I'm also feeling like, gosh, I remember the
That's
ye
right.
old good old days, of Instagram before Meta took over, and I think it was
It
so
was
much
fun.
better. It was so
It
much
was fun.
better.
Yeah,
Now
somebody
it's
just
terrible.
pointed out that Pluto's going to dip back into Capricorn in the fall, right? It's going to stick its toe back. One last little tink.
Oh.
Hi, just a reminder to everybody. But yeah,
Right
it's
during the election, it's gonna stick its
I know it is. Yeah.
man. But I think of that like, you know what? I think we need to do my little 2 cents that means nothing. But I think what would be great is if we could have, just like we have like people say this is non-GMO, right? This is made with non-GMO, fruits, vegetables, whatever. Like transparency in that, like so that when we have something um, that is written by a human, we should be stamping it that it's written by a human
Ooh,
without
yeah.
AI assistance. I got like this weird, cool but weird. There's this thing I belong to called Authory that tells you what happens to everything that you post, whether it's a blog article or a video. It tells you, engagement and things like that. And one of the things that it does is it looks, oh, great. Love which says YouTube is already making you mark
Ah,
each post as AI or not. Yeah. I think that what it said was like, it said to me about me and my writing, you are 100% human. This is no AI used in your writing, which there is no AI used in my writing. I don't use it. I'm not interested in it. Um, I've dabbled a little bit in it, but I haven't used it for like forward facing things. And because I find it to be a bit, I don't know. I don't know. I just want something that's made by a person.
yeah, authentic. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
that's what I
that's,
want.
Aquarius has a lot to do with authenticity, that you be
True.
your most authentic self. They can be really weird. Aquarius energy can be really weird or seem weird, I think, to people because it's people being authentic, right? When they're really
Yeah,
doing that. And then people are like, what? What? Because they're not conforming, right? They're just being themselves. But I always
well,
say, I think the other thing is community. Like Pluto is the collective,
yeah,
and Aquarius is about community. So really forming communities with each other is how we get through this one.
yeah,
Like
yeah. And I also think
you
it's a
can't go it alone.
what I also think is kind of interesting is thinking about Aquarian energy. Like I always like as I look at my clients, and I'm only like intermediate with astrology. I'm not really like you're expert. I'm just intermediate. But I do like to know, I will often ask my clients what their sun sign is, because it also gives me as a reader another dimension to look at, right? And one of the things that I find with my Aquarian clients is that they often feel lonely because they are so free thinking, 5 years ahead of everybody else, and it's like I see them almost like a little astronaut on those spacewalks where they have a little tether and they're out there floating around. That's what I think of an Aquarian, right? And
Yeah.
they're doing
A great
innovative,
description.
interesting, weird, crazy things and super interesting, innovative things, but that can sometimes, for more traditional people, there can be huge rejection from that. I mean, if you think
Mhm.
about like artists and creatives that broke the barriers and did things, people get angry about it. Like, it's so
Yes.
crazy to think like some of the artists that we revere, back in like, the 1800s, they were doing this art and people would like riots would happen because they'd be so
Yes.
mad about this like innovation that happened in art. But then 5, 10 years later, everybody catches up to it, and now it's like respected and beloved. But
Mhm.
but the Aquarian is always going to be 5 years and 10 years ahead of everybody else. So they tend to find, I think, communities of other. They have to really work a little bit harder to fit in and find communities than a more traditional person. Um, and I love the Aquarians. I love being around that energy. I feel like it's always like, wow, you bust open the doors. And I love watching that happen. I'm not the person that's busting open the doors. I'm the person that's following after you bust open the door. I'll admit it. But I love that boldness of the Aquarian, that innovation. It's like it's fascinating to watch, but I find that my Aquarian clients often feel misunderstood because they march to a beat of a different drummer and they're not fitting in. So they have to, that idea of community is, you have to work harder for it when you're Aquarian. So
Yes.
Pluto being an Aquarius to me feels like, oh, we're going to have to work to build those communities, those small communities that will be so supported by that transit for the next 20 years. We're going to have to, it is probably going to be something that we have to develop. We can't expect that it's going to be handed to us.
Oh, no.
We actually have to find those birds of a feather and connect with those birds of the feather and really work for those communities rather than just expect it to, everybody's going to love us or whatever.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I love that description of Aquarius, the little astronaut
Yeah,
out
no,
there.
totally. The
Yeah.
astronaut, I like, they're like out there and I'm like, oh man, you're
Yeah.
way, way
You
out
know,
there.
the other sign that has a tendency to kind of see ahead is Sagittarius. And I always think because they're sitting up on the horse, right? They're like the center and they kind of see over. They can
Yeah.
kind of see what's coming and they have a tendency to kind of see the long view without, before everybody else does. Yeah.
Yeah. And also free spirited, Sag is so free spirited and
Yeah.
curious about the world, and the philosopher that wanderer, that just can go anywhere and loves to explore. So there's that quality, the exploration quality that happens with Sag that feels very compatible with
Yeah.
Aquarius because they're explorers of a different kind, right? They're looking at other things. So Roger came in with is this Roger from, oh, it's Roger Rivera. Hi, Roger. Hope things are well with you. Thank you so much. I have a question for one card. Do you ever see financial stability in my life through job advancement opportunity within my city? Okay. And if you want to put your birthday, drop your birthday in there, Roger, then you can get a little astrological advice about that as well. Aquarius sun and rising, so I can totally relate, but my Cancer moon adds an emotional can of worms for me. All right, and yeah, and if you want to look at like transits, you can go ahead and put your birthday in, and then Miss Kelly can look at like transits for you in particular if you want to put your birthday in. Otherwise, she can probably work off of that. All right, let's take a look. I'd like to ask the question, what will bring that financial abundance in the job
Mm.
career that you love and the city that you love to live in? So Got the Strength card. I love this. Strength card has, obviously Leo energy to it. And I really am picking up on that lion and look how beautiful this card is. I'm obsessed with these cards. Everyone that pops up, I'm like, oh my God, I just want to lose myself. Um, so it's interesting because the lion represents the Leo energy of leadership, right? Really see it as that. But the woman is sitting on top of the lion. So, what I see this really being a message for you is like, you can get there. 100% you can get there. But how you are going to get there is people in leadership roles are going to elevate you. So in your job right now, if you do not have leaders that are preparing you and mentoring you and guiding you to that, upper role, that level role, then that's what you need to get there. And if you're not getting it where you are now, then maybe a different organization is what you need, because this is about really, like, the lion is supporting the lady, right? She's sitting on top of that lion. And look she's got the infinity symbol in her hand. You can kind of see it there. Beautiful sun behind her, like a halo. But it is the support of the leadership that is going to get you there. Here's what I would advise you to do. Ask for a mentor. Ask for somebody who is in a higher position to mentor you or guide you. Or ask the people in positions of power, I want to go up the ladder. What do I need to do to get up there? I feel like there is a control or an opportunity that's there that has not been explored. And it is through the leadership of your organization that can get you to that level that you want to get to. Are you asking for it? Are you being prepared for it, those moves? Are you letting them know that you want to make those moves? Because sometimes people in positions of power assume that you're happy where you are. They're not thinking about you. I mean, this is the honest reality. Most people, vast majority of people, are just thinking about themselves, how they're going to get through the day, how they're going to get, their raise, how they're going to get their promotion. They're not thinking about the people that are around them. So I think you have to express to the leadership around you that you are interested in moving up into more responsibility, better roles, and so on, so that you can move up the ladder. But it is you writing on the line, is you writing on the leadership. It is you with the support of the leadership that you get there. So you have to find those special leaders who are want you to succeed, and they want to prepare you for the next step, and they see in you that special thing that you have the ability to do it. But that is how you're going to get there. So if this is not happening in your organization, then it's time for a different company, different organization to work for. But I have a feeling there may be people within your organization that can do it, but you may not have expressed that you want this. Have you expressed it? I mean, drop in the chat and let me know. But if you have not expressed it, it's time to express to those in power that you are ready for that move, ready for that success, ready for that abundance, and promotion. So let us know in the chat. All right. What you got, Miss Kelly?
So based on what you're telling me about your chart and what I can kind of see here, it looks to me like the planet Saturn is going through your second house of finance right now. And when Saturn does that, it's like you're asked to really just pay your bills, and you have to kind of live within your means right now. It's not a forever thing. It's going to be probably in there for the rest of the year, and then it'll start moving on. But it's a real, I can remember the first time I went through mine, and that was when I learned how to do that, like make a budget. My astrology teacher, in fact, sat down with me. She said, "Oh, honey, Saturn's in your second house. Let me teach you how to make a budget." And she sat down and she was like, well, everything you would pay money on, we're going to write it down. And now's the time to do that. And the trick with Saturn is Saturn always rewards. So when you teach yourself to live within your means and to create that budget and do what you need to do, man, you're never going to forget that lesson, but Saturn will, I mean, you end up thriving after that. And then as it moves out of that financial sector, it's like this big relief will happen, and you'll start to, I mean, your money, it'll come. The abundance starts to flow after that. But it's just going, it's in that place where that abundance generating place, and it's telling you it's time to manage your abundance. It's time to think about that, and dot your I's and cross your T's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like, oh, it's true. I have expressed it. I'm actually going to an interview
Oh,
prep
good.
workshop tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, that's great. Yeah, I feel like that the people, it is through those special people that will see you as, and I think we can also meet that, right? Like by up leveling up our skill set, depending on what sector you work in, right? I mean, you think about any job, really. It's like if you are IT person, if you learn a new, I don't know, system that you can help people with, you can, be more valuable. Or if you're in, you know, uh, teaching, if you get a master's degree in something that it adds an additional thing, then you can teach more classes. So I think it's like, I think the question really is to ask your superiors that are those wonderful, generous Leo energy people that are giving people, and leaders who lead with, because they're deserving of that role. Like, I always think a Leo is deserving of the role of leadership. They're not there on a whim. They're good. They have the skills of getting people together and getting everybody coordinated and taking the ship where it needs to go. But I think if you ask those people, what things should I take? What should I do? How do I get there? What do I need to do to get there? What skills do I need to add to my skill set? Or what, do I need to add to my talents? How can I get to that level? And they'll show you the path. It's like that person that's gonna, show you the way. And it's somebody that's a superior that's gonna do that. So a leader of some kind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. I think Leos have that wonderful quality of being able, I mean, like, Miss Kelly's a Leo, and she really shows it in when you really show, I think that, you show it in the way you're so, wonderfully kind, generous, and great at, like, when we organize the market. We were talking about, like, the spring witches market that we're having on the 18th. And Miss Kelly is like getting everybody together. It's always with grace and ease. Everybody loves her. I mean, that's like the Leo expressed it so beautifully. Everybody loves you. You're awesome. Oh my gosh. And you're just there being of service, really. You are there being of service, but you are leading it kind of not in a big, hey, man, I'm the big cheese around here. It's really being of service. That's what sometimes people don't realize, that the leader is a person of service. You're there for everybody else to get the whole crew going,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Now, the expectation is that the crew is going to do each individual member of that crew is going to do what they need to do. And a Leo is not going to be happy if somebody is not doing their part, and probably not going to pick up the pieces, but you might. I mean, but you won't do it happily, I don't think, Am I right about that?
Yeah.
Oh, I work at a public library part-time for almost 20 years, and now more full-time work interview opportunities are gradually starting to come up. That's why I'm trying to explore all my tools. Yeah, ask those senior librarians, like, how do I get there? Um, it's like you can have a specialty, or you can, there's things that you can do, and they can tell you what to do. Like, what do I need to do? It's like a super simple question. I'm at point A. I want to be at point B. What's the path to get there? And
Yeah.
somebody that's in a senior position can get you there, can give you some good advice. So I feel like that's the way. I love that. Oh my gosh. I love that. Yeah. Library work is hard. It's a tough career. I was a librarian, a school librarian. I was going to go to San Jose State and get my degree, and then I got laid off. And so then I said, okay, I'm going to read tarot cards for a while. And here I am. Have not gotten a library degree. but I love the library work. It was really, I mean, it's such a gratifying, amazing, oh my gosh, librarians are the best. I mean, I have never met a librarian that I didn't like or I didn't love, right? Oh my gosh, you're so welcome, Roger. Yeah, I love, I mean, people in the library system are people that truly love knowledge. They truly believe in like education and knowledge for all. Um, they are super smart. I mean, I just love every librarian I've ever met. I'm like, you are amazing and I love you. They're really good humans. Oh my gosh, if you follow Michael, there's a guy, Michael, who's a librarian who is on Instagram and I think TikTok and everything. He's a kids librarian, children's
Oh
librarian.
yes, I love him. Oh my gosh, with his
So
big hair, he's so cute.
yes, he's so sweet and he's so genuine. He's like, and he is now working for PBS Kids. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, he is so
Is
wonderful,
he?
you
Oh,
guys.
he's working for
Yeah,
PBS. I love that.
yeah. I mean, and he had some mental health issues that he was going through, I think that were exacerbated by people being assholes to him on social media. I mean,
Right.
people sometimes, I'm just like, ugh, whatever. But he's such a gentle soul, loving soul, welcoming, inviting, and just oh my gosh, he really is so, he's just a good example of how great librarians can be. I
Yeah.
love hanging out with librarians. I like hanging out with them. They're cool people that are interesting and have great knowledge to share. And I think they have the best characteristics in their hearts, like to really. I mean, I haven't met every librarian, so I'm sure there's some mean librarians, but I have yet to meet one. I think they just have like I want to help people. I want to help people to find the information they want um, you're helping in so many ways, and it's like libraries are such great resources. They're such great resources. There's so many things. By the way, if I can just talk up libraries for a minute, if you think libraries are just books and DVDs, you have not even scratched the surface. There are so many things that they have at libraries. They have free classes. They have, I mean, I'm talking about Santa Monica Library System, Los Angeles Public Library System, but I'm sure it's true of many libraries. They have classes. They have seed libraries where they'll give you seeds. They have so you can plant plants. They have all kinds of services and just interesting things. And I have been a library lover since I was in getting potty trained. That's how my mom potty trained me. She says you can't go to story time until you're out of diapers. So that's how I was motivated to like get out of diapers, was because of that. So for almost 60 years, I've been a huge library lover. I've got a cute little library walking distance from my house, and I just love it. And I just think every time I pay a parking ticket, I'm like, this money is going to the library. So that's the way I can make my peace and not get mad about my parking ticket. Now, whether it goes to the library or not, I don't know, but in my mind it does. So, yeah. So Roger, I really see you being able to do it, and it's with the help of those in the leadership roles, and it's like, really up leveling your skills if you need to, or asking them how do I get there? What's the path to get there? What do I need to do? And finding that one special librarian that's going to like take you under their wing and help you get there. You know, that's the way to do it. All right, you guys, we're going to give it a few more minutes. I have been sitting here for the last 5 hours. In 10 minutes, it'll be 5 hours that I've been sitting here on screen for various things, classes and workshops and coven things and all kinds of stuff going on. So if we have another reading, this is your last call. Okay, Miss Kelly used to work as a bartender. What do you
I
say for
did.
last call?
Last call. I
That's it.
can't. Should I say it on YouTube? Get that. Get out. Drink it out,
Oh,
people. Or I did the gentle parenting bartending
okay,
sometimes.
gentle parenting
Come
bartender.
on. Hi, everybody. Use your inside voices. Here, here, honey, here's some
Clean
more
up,
for you.
everybody, everywhere,
I got
clean
that
up.
from yes, I got that from watching one of my friends. She handed everybody a rag at the end of the night, and she said, "If you're gonna stay, everybody needs to clean up." And man, those guys jumped and cleaned and worked so hard for her. I was like, "What is that? What? You have to be
Wow.
a mom? And then I started doing that and it worked really well.
I love it.
Yeah.
You can have a little last call song that everybody
Yeah.
sings together. Oh my gosh. Yes, I sent Miss Kelly a video, a cute, funny video on YouTube of this woman that I think she's a teacher, like a kindergartner, first grade teacher, and she does all these different jobs, but talking to people like she's a kindergarten teacher.
And it works.
And it
That is bartending. It's romper room. Like your half of it is, hey, 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 stop, stop, put that down. Nope, you're gonna have to go. No, I told you. Like you're doing that the whole time. I told you no, no fighting, no.
don't put What's New Pussycat on the jukebox 10 times. I already told you. It's
Well,
not
no, that one's
okay.
okay. No journey. My
No
song was
journey
no
on
journey.
the jukebox.
No, everybody. I don't.
Oh.
Everybody picks a song that they don't like. Mine was Journey.
Well, you can follow Miss Kelly on Instagram if you want more astrological advice and fun things, all kinds of fun things. Where she's going to be. She does tarot readings too. I mean, you're seeing her as an astrologer here because I'm the tarot reader for tonight. But if you, which says I hate Journey too. Me too. I'm kind of like, I've kind of like gotten dulled to it. Like it doesn't really make me, but you know what makes me good?
I
Billy
do.
Joel. Fucking Billy Joel, man. Ugh. Ugh. It to me, it's like nails on a chalkboard when I hear it.
Mm.
I've walked out of CVS when they play it on the not always, but I have. Put
No,
down my basket and go, I screw this. I'll come back another time. They're playing, how dare they play Billy Joel when I'm in here?
because when it's music you hate, it goes on forever.
Ugh.
Even though it's a 3 minute song, it's like
I
this.
just don't
How
like
long is
him.
this?
I
Yeah,
don't like him. I think his songs are super patronizing. Like they're so
right.
patronizing. I think he's like one of those dudes that's like, "Oh, I get women," and he has not a clue. That's what I feel about him. That's what everything I feel about him in a nutshell.
Yeah.
She's an asshole, but she's always a woman to me. It's like, "Screw you, buddy." He doesn't say asshole, but she's fickle and unreliable, but she's always a woman because they got some place to stick it in. I guess I don't know. That's what I feel like with him. He grosses me out. I can't stand him. And have you ever seen? Um, the if you've ever seen the Billy Joel, like he has this freak out. I have to send you that
Yes, you
video.
showed me the freak out. Yes, yes, yes. We've looked
He
at that.
has a full-on temper tantrum where he breaks a piano on
Yeah,
stage, and
like
you
calm
could
down,
tell he's
Axl Rose.
I know, you could tell he's coked up and, like,
Oh man.
unreasonably angry, and oh my god, he's just so I mean, yeah, he's just not my thing, that's for sure. If you're into him, that's fine, but not my thing. Anyway, um, anyway, thank you guys for joining us here. We're so happy to have you here. Go ahead and follow Miss Kelly on Instagram. She's super cute and does lots of cute things. And she announces when she's going to be doing tarot reading. She does tarot readings live in Long Beach. So if you are in the Long Beach area, come on down and get a reading from Miss Kelly. Um, Also, don't forget if you are in the LA area, we're having our witches market. Come out and hang out with us. It's fun. It's a really little fun party. It's free. It's all ages. We don't swear in front of kids, I promise. We won't talk about Billy Joel with venom
We might.
unless you start with me and I don't know, man. All bets are off. But if you it's going to be coming May 18th. It's in a parking lot in front of our factory in Canoga Park. It's got lots of free parking outside, and then we've got lots of vendors besides us. There's going to be readers, there's going to be a raffle. You get free raffle tickets for every item that you buy. You get a free raffle ticket, and then we give away stuff. People win great stuff all the time. We give away a lot of good stuff. And and then also, let's not forget, we have our deluxe limited edition self-care magic kit that's available now at the Parlor of Wonders. You do not have to be present to get that. You can order that online. It's only available this month only. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 exclusives and a surprise tarot oracle deck worth $25 or more in it. The only thing that's in there in this fabulous kit that is a regular thing that you can get every time is the self-love oil. Everything else is all special for this kit. So this is a really once in a lifetime opportunity. It will not come around again. These things are just what they are. So got to get it now. You don't have to use it now, but get it now. It's a super beautiful kit, and it's a lot of fun. And there's a scratcher in it. You could win a free 1-hour reading with me. There's three 1-hour readings we're giving away, and all the other folks that don't get the 1-hour reading get a dandy coupon. So either way, you're going to win, but you might win that big prize. So. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. We made $80 today. Well, it's a little slow day because we're starting late, but we'll be back here next week at 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be doing readings again, raising money for Ukraine. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today, and I want to say thank you to Vivian, Manila, and Roger for your donations. We are feeding 2 seniors this week, giving them 2 weeks worth of groceries. That's still awesome. And we're so grateful to you for doing that. And we hope to see you again next week. Any other announcements before we wrap up, Miss Kelly?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. Anything else I missed, Love Witch, that I need to talk about? All right. Okay, everybody. I'm ready to have a break. I've been here for 5 hours. Ready to have a break. Talking for 5 hours. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Happy Velikdan if you are Ukrainian. And I look forward to seeing you next week. All right. Bye, everyone.